and then you come out with a certain form. God wanted a certain form. He found people who were devils. He wouldn't call us devils because he didn't want to hurt our feelings. That's understanding how to use language. He said, you other than yourself. Well, what's other than God but the devil? There is no in-between of something you can be between these two realities. Just like you can't find something between light and dark. It's either darkness or it's light. So for the minister to be told, if you use the wisdom in the correct way, you'll bring them all into submission, then he's got to be able, in the church you call it speaking in tongues. And the minister said to speak in tongues is to preach a truth that connects with all truth. And when your truth connects with all truth, then even though people are not in your particular fold, they can relate to what you're teaching. That's speaking in tongues. So Master Farad Muhammad, he had to be able, after seeing our thought pattern, how to relate to us. He's got a word that gives life, and the people he's talking to are dead. But if he preaches the word of life, and it's not in the proper language form, then the word of life will pass right by the dead. So studying our thought patterns and our ways and everything, he began to know that even though I got a word of life, I got to speak the word of life in the language of the dead. You're not going to get somebody that's dead up just preaching a language that's foreign to them. And so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was able to say then, as his student, my mission is to give life to the dead. I preach a word, and that word that was given to me from the life giver, God himself, when I preach it to them and they receive that word, it brings them from a state of death into life. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad proved, if nothing else, that he believed 100% in the man that he met. He believed in his reality as being God, whether we believed it or not. And it's obvious through history that we got to a point that he was able to show that a lot of us really didn't believe he met with God. So what did they do? They had to change the language. And we went away from the vernacular and the language of our own nation, and we went into the language of the said Orthodox Muslim world. Now the lesson says a trader came with an interpretation, and in the interpretation there was an appeal to the listener. I ain't trying to get you to change the teaching. I'm just trying to get you to look at it the way I look at it. And if you look at it the way I look at it, I promise you that what you get from it, from the understanding that the messenger gave you, if you come to my interpretation of it, my way of looking at it, you're going to come out, you'll be a better FOI and MGT. So a lot of that is happening right now. We're off into different interpretations and everything. But the book says when Abraham and Ishmael prayed the prayer, they didn't pray for somebody who would recite the message and leave you and me to our own interpretation. It says they prayed, give them a messenger. In fact, raise him up from them. He'll know their thought pattern because their thought pattern was his thought pattern before the word of life came. And then not only recite the message to them, but then teach them the book. Why teach them the book? Because we can't leave them to their own interpretation. You're not just to recite the message, but you're to also give them the interpretation of the message. And if they deviate from that, they'll end up speaking a language that can't even reach the dead. So now we say the trader ended up with an interpretation, but attached to the interpretation was a promise that you'd get more gold. You ain't getting the real gusto of Islam until you come to this form of Islam. And brother, when you follow this form of Islam, then you'll really see what Islam is all about. This is the real deal. Okay, we end up there and there's no gold. What happened? We found ourselves not 6,000 miles, not 5,000 miles, but 9,000 miles away from home. Why 9? Why not 10? Why not 15? Why not? Because 9 is the number of completion. And what it's designed to show is when you become victim to that kind of science, your fall is a complete fall. Now, when you succumb to it and come from Elijah's interpretation, a complete fall, now you don't look nothing like what Elijah Muhammad taught. It's a complete fall. What else happened once you're 9,000 miles away from home? You find out nobody can speak the language. So now every other word is an Arabic word. And you can't reach folk that have been brought up in English, and we don't even speak that well. And you're trying to get the folks that speaking in English. So what happens to the interpreter? You can't organize people around that kind of language. See, you think you're taking people to a high. Our subject today is about high civilization, because that's the language that comes from the body of lessons that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad even said to us. In order to be successful, in order to see the hereafter, we have to learn these lessons. Without them, we're not going to be. Well, brother, I just followed the teaching. Where do you think the teaching came from? The teaching comes from the lesson program. The master came and he spoke not just symbolic language, he spoke scientific language. He spoke in formulas. And you have to be able to go in a formula and extract from the formula a body of knowledge that people can begin to feed from. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did this. Now, we have taught, we're already in a time. And see, in Islam, what you find out, since everything in the universe is in the human form, every law that's operating in the universe is in the human form, so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches. The universe complements and the universe rewards speed. Being slow and dragging along, you can't get the cooperation of this universe. So once people came to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching, it was called quick thinking, because what we found, the white man has designed vessels that he say can break the sound barrier. He's trying to see if he can break a time barrier with speed. But one thing we have found, there is nothing in the universe that travels faster than thought. So the first thing that has to happen to the Negro, he's only called that because the people that gave him that name put him in that condition. Had nothing to do with the color of his skin, had everything to do with the state of his mind. And the state of his mind was death. So when he gets ready to come into this life, first of all, you're not going to reclaim something while you're dead. When you're dead, you reject the thing that you should be reclaiming. We're in the time that the original people should be in a state of reclamation. I'm coming to get what's mine. And I can't get it from the man that took it from me. That's why the Savior came. You've been living under a thief, so he came like one. Even though he's not a thief, he came to get people that have been stolen and lost even from themselves, and as the ministers say, lost from the power that their own nature offers them. So before we can really enjoy being the original people, the first thing you got to do is reclaim your originality. The white man will challenge you. All right. You have gone away from what you were in. You left Elijah. The white man said, we applaud the Islam that you have come into. Sure, because you've made a complete fall now. We like you naming yourself and not waiting for Elijah Muhammad to give you a name. So you're a Sharif or Ali, but you're a bank robber. You're an Abdul, but you're a dope dealer. And you engage in scandalous activity and everything, where this is why the messenger wouldn't put those names on us. Because a name should be lived up to. And it just because he gave you the name doesn't mean you were ready for it. He's pulling out of the attributes of the divine being. But my point is, after the interpretation and a complete fall, we fell away from anything that looked like what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. Everybody got to arm themselves with a personal attitude. I'm taking back what's mine. This is the time for the original people to reclaim their planet. And you can't reclaim your planet without reclaiming control over your own life. We have to decide that we're going to be over our own life. It's called a spirit of self-determination. Well, who gave you permission? I gave myself permission. In the name of a God now who has freed me from waiting on the Caucasian.
Dear woman in the audience, black women, white women, Chicano women, women, do you know who you are? No, you don't know. Do you think that you are measurements? I'm 36, 23, and 36. What does that mean to you? You got a fine frame. Isn't that beautiful? So what does that make you? Does that make you a thing? Shake that thing. Give me that thing. Excuse me, brothers and sisters, I'm not trying to be funny. I want your thing. What are you saying? You've been reduced to nothing, to a thing, to a piece of meat. And just like a wise person that goes to a meat store says, bring that meat out from in the counter. Let me see what I'm getting here. And you turn it over, turn it over. Now that's the one I want. Weigh it up, I'll take it. This is what women have become. Women are too important to be allowed to be degenerate. Do you know who you are? Each woman is more than flesh. She is created by the Creator in such a magnificent way that she is a replication of the womb of creation. Listen, 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 listen. The woman is the replication of the womb out of which Allah said be, and created sun, moon, stars, and all things. But from the womb of a woman, if God's hand is over that womb, you can, with the help of God, produce a Genghis Khan, a Napoleon, a Hitler, or you can produce a Jesus, a Muhammad, and a God. It's up to you. Yes. You are more than what they tell you you are. So much more than what they tell you you are. There will never be respect for life until we respect the womb that produces life. And as long as women are used and abused in any society, as long as women are denied their proper and rightful place, then men will never be what we should be, because a woman is the first teacher and the first nurse and the evolver of the race.
When he broke away from Mr. Muhammad, because he wrote the book while with Mr. Muhammad.
My pleasure to be in the home of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam, Muslims in America. Mr. Muhammad, I have a series of questions I'd like to ask you concerning the Nation of Islam, about the Muslims in America. And I'd like to start off by asking, I think, to once again to reinforce the many things that we've heard about the Muslims, that precisely when the Muslim started in America, who started the Muslim movement in America, and how long ago has it been?
We started in 1931. Actually, we are not organizers of Islam. It was God himself in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises is due, of whom the Bible and Holy Quran predicted Master Farad Muhammad taught me Islam, and that was not with the word joining that was used. After he taught me who we were, it was not the question of joining, but accepting myself and what I had lost of myself by being kidnapped by the white people and brought to this part of the earth.
What you're saying is that Islam is basically the true religion for black people.
It is the very nature of them. It's not a religion. Islam, we refer to it as a religion. And that's the Holy Quran. I give to you, God says there, a religion. I have completed my favor upon you and choose for you Islam as a religion. Not that it's a religion. It's the nature of us.
Well, then also that leads me to the question then that do you feel that the relationship between the African and Africa, the blacks in Haiti and Jamaica and America, this would be one and the same? They're all brothers, aren't they?
Every black man under the sun is brothers. I don't care whether he live in America or live in Asia or Africa or in the islands of the Pacific or the Gulf.
Mr. Muhammad, in another area, it's been said that the Muslims in America, and I'm speaking primarily of the black, generally do not participate in politics. Now, is this something that is true, or do Muslims participate in politics as a voter, as a participant, as an elected official?
Muslims have politics, as you know. In the Islamic world, they have government, and all government have politics. But the politics of the Muslims is different from the white people's politics. In a way, they base their politics on the Quran, the law. They get it from Quran to run their government. Here in America, we are not yet an independent people here owning any land at all that we can call our own. This is what we are asking for. We're asking for land of our own.
Well, do you feel, excuse me, did you feel that, I was speaking primarily when you mentioned the black man in America should find some place where he could set up his own nation. I was thinking of a large area where all of us could go to be in the Nation of Islam.
You find that on the last page of Muhammad's Speak newspaper, where that we have learned that we cannot get along with the white man in peace, and the white man have the privilege to separate us. But instead, the more we want to be separated from him, the more he wants to gobble us up. And you excuse the word gobble, but the more he wants to swallow us up in his power. He don't want the black man out of his sight. He's afraid of you going to yourself. But this is the only way he could exist. Now, because this days of separation has come divinely.
To the black men and women who follow the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam is a way of life. To them, it is the nation of common sense.
Mr. Muhammad teaches me this thing. Here, my brother. Purchase the fifth edition Muhammad speaks newspaper. Get a hold of yours. It's yours today, brother. Muhammad speaks.
View on the state of the youth nowadays.
We are without the knowledge of ourselves. You know why? What our problem exists? We refuse to come to the Nation of Islam, follow the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is our salvation. Minister Farrakhan and the nation is going to be successful whether we come and join or not. Allah will replace us with somebody that will do the work.
tell him how he cleans him up.
Yeah. Malcolm was a number runner. Dealt drugs, all kind of other stuff. You know, so only thing that reformed him and cleaned him up is the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All of us. You should hear some of the stories of the members of the Nation of Islam. We didn't fall down from heaven. We came up from out of the hells of these streets, brother. Yeah, a lot of us get an education. We think we're going, that education screwed us up. Willie Lynch, a whole lot of other stuff. Come on, it's time for us to wake up, brother. Nothing is going to be successful but the Nation of Islam, the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And his spirit, just like my spirit is, you can take that or you can leave it alone. I'm doing what I'm doing, save my backside. I know what the nation did for me.
Let me ask you a quick question real quick. What's your view on Obama?
Obama, he's just another black man. He too got to come to the program. He being used. He was selected before he was elected.
Wow.
Come on, man. We got to study, do research. If you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. May Allah bless you.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam, Lord.
Greetings. Dear listeners, we have been blessed by Almighty God Allah over the 90 years of our work in the Nation of Islam and lifting our people up from the miserable condition in which we find ourselves. We ask your support of our effort, and we hope that you will be generous and make a contribution to the work of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by clicking the button below or go to noi.org/donate. We thank you in advance for your support. May Allah God continue to bless you and your families. Assalamu alaikum.
This house is dedicated to knowledge and to the spreading of knowledge. Elijah Muhammad inspired new thought, new mind, new way of civilization among black people. But he wanted a house from which a light could be lifted up to give guidance to all who would be guided as this world begins to close down. This National Center for the re-education and retraining of the black man and woman, but for the totality of the human family of our planet. I named this mosque after the only woman that the Quran names a chapter after, the mother of Jesus, Maryam. All human beings need to be re-educated. That is the purpose of the National Center.
Assalamu alaikum. Let us begin our meeting with prayer. We ask that wherever you are, please stand as we open up with the word of prayer. And in the Nation of Islam, we stand upright, we outstretch our arms as if we are about to receive a gift, and we bow our head in respect and submission to God. Striving to be upright, to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I am not of the polytheist. Surely my prayer and my sacrifice, my life and my death are all for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. No associate has he, in this I am commanded, and I am of those who submit. O Allah, thou art the King. There is no God but thee. Thou art my Lord, and I am thy servant. I have been greatly unjust to myself, and I confess my faults. So grant me protection against all of my faults, for none grants protection against faults but thee. And guide me unto the best of morals, for none guides unto the best of morals but thee. And turn away from me the evil and the indecent morals, for none can turn away from me the evil and the indecent morals but thee. O Allah, make Muhammad successful, and make the true followers of Muhammad successful, as thou did make Abraham and the true followers of Abraham successful, for surely thou art praised and magnified. And O Allah, bless Muhammad, and bless the true followers of Muhammad, as thou did bless Abraham and the true followers of Abraham, for surely thou art praised and magnified. Ameen. Please. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. We greet you on this beautiful Sunday morning in the greeting words of peace. We say it in our original tongue of Arabic, the language of our ancestors, Assalamu alaikum. And the proper response is wa alaikum salam, which means peace be unto you. We want to welcome each and every one of you to the Nation of Islam Sunday broadcast, where we are streaming live from our headquarters mosque here in Chicago, Illinois. We want to welcome all of our guests. Give yourselves a round of applause, brothers and sisters. We thank you so much for coming out this morning. We want to thank all of those who are tuned in to the live stream at media.noi.org, and we welcome those who are listening by way of Final Call Radio. We thank you for your time and your attention. Brothers and sisters, it is our honor and our privilege to share with you the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as taught and demonstrated by the man of God, the servant of God in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Brothers and sisters, the world calls us so many different names. And it seems like every few years they come up with a brand new one. Back in the day, we were called Negroes. At another point, they called us color folks. Now it changes from African American to black to a minority to now they're calling some of you young people YNs. So as the old folks used to say, they call us every name under the sun but a child of God. So when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad began teaching black people here in America, he didn't call us any of those names. He called us the original man and the original woman of the planet Earth. Why did he use this term, the original man? When we joined the Nation of Islam, we have to answer a question, and the question goes something like this. It asks, who is the original man? And the answer that we have to give back is, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. And when we hear this answer, brothers and sisters, and begin to reflect on it, we realize that as a people, we haven't been making much. We haven't been owning much. We haven't been doing much, and we absolutely don't think in the terms of the scope and breadth of the universe. We barely have control over the four walls of where we live. So there is a gap between the black man and woman of America and what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called the original man. In a powerful book entitled Our Savior Has Arrived, on chapter, a chapter entitled The Black Man on page 99, he said these words, listen very carefully. He said, the black man in America is not an example of the original black man, for he has been used by his slave masters for 4 centuries in what we call experimentation. Through the experimentation by the wicked slave masters who were made without love or mercy for black people, they have the black man in America before the world as a wrecked, robbed, and spoiled human being without knowledge of himself or anyone else. And he is used by the white man as a tool for whatever purpose the white man sees fit. He is called a Negro by them. The name means something dead, lifeless, neutral, not this nor that. They called the slave after their own names because he is the property of the slave master until he is redeemed, although he is a member of the original black nation. Brothers and sisters, we ask you this morning, whose last names are we wearing? When I came into the Nation of Islam, my full name was Daniel Jones. But when you trace the name Jones, it goes back not to the mother continent of Africa, but it goes back to a place in England. And although we are speaking English, I am not from England nor the continent of Europe, so why would I be wearing a white man's name? And many of you have names that are not from your ancestors. You have Johnson, you have Thompson, you have Harris, you have Brown, you have colors, you have white, you have animals. Why do we carry these names in 2025? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad closed his statement by saying this: to restore him back to his people, he must be re-educated, to give him the knowledge of self and the knowledge of those who deprived him of the knowledge of self. This knowledge of self will unite him into his own kind with love of self and kind. Why is there so much fratricide in our community? Why are we hurting and killing one another? Why are we backstabbing and betraying one another? It is because we have been disconnected from who we really are. But the good news this morning is that you are in the best place and tuned in to the best program that you could actually be tuned into to hear our keynote student minister, Jeffrey Muhammad, who will equip us and teach us the knowledge of who and what we really are. Brothers and sisters, please help me to receive the next student in the ministry class to the program. Please welcome Sister Rashida Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is His messenger. Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to start by thanking the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his National Assistant, Brother Student Minister Ishmael Muhammad, for allowing me to share with you all today. This weekend, we in the Nation of Islam are observing our monthly 3-day unity fast, where we abstain from eating food from Thursday through Sunday. On page 45 in the life-saving book, How to Eat to Live, Book 2, by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he writes, "Fasting is one of the greatest doctors we have. Fasting is prescribed for us in the Holy Quran and in the Bible. The Bible does not teach us as much of how good fasting is health-wise as the Holy Quran does." He continues, "But fasting, as Allah prescribed for us, is to prolong our lives with better health by eating the right food and not eating too frequently. Fasting does much for us. A 3-day fast will tell the story. You feel better. Your body begins to feel lighter and not weighty as it felt when it was filled with food. Your thinking is clearer. Let us fast as often as we feel that we have not a desire for food. If you do not desire food, do not eat it. Eat when you are very hungry. Of course, this does not apply to the sick, because the sick are exempt from fasting. When you fast, it will advance you spiritually. The Holy Quran teaches us that Allah has a mighty reward for the believing men and the believing women, and the fasting men and the fasting women. This does not mean that we do nothing but fast and still do many other evil things and be rewarded with good rewards. The eternal leader of the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, gives us a clear directive. Fast. It cleans the impurities out of the blood and causes the body to eliminate the poison stored in it from previous meals. Sometimes from previous meals of many years, as the folds in our intestines can carry particles of food for a long time and hold strength enough in them to keep us alive for 2 months. Our bodies store food in the folds of the intestines and in the bloodstream. After a fast of 3 days, and from that to 9 days, these particles of food and poison that have accumulated will be eliminated. The blood is being cleansed of its impurities because the impurities have nothing to keep them in power to live. Therefore, they die and leave the person happy, enjoying the results of a healthy body, which is the greatest enjoyment we can have. So, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad continues, "We, the righteous, must fast as long as we are present and among the unrighteous. Fasting takes away evil desires. Fasting takes us from filthy desires. Fasting takes us from the desire to do evil against self and our brothers and sisters. We are created of the material of goodness. Therefore, good belongs to us, and it should not be hard for us to turn to our own selves in which we were created. Good. So the fast may have been difficult for some of us, but Allah, God says in the Holy Quran, with difficulty is surely ease. Please help me to receive another student in the ministry class, Brother Yasin Muhammad. Thank you for listening as I leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I greet you on the greeting words of peace. We say it in our Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. I'd first like to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his National Assistant, Student Minister Ishmael Muhammad, for allowing me the blessed honor and opportunity to share a few words with you all today. Brothers and sisters, every human being, no matter their age, has been faced with a form of difficulty or hardship in their lives. But this is a natural part of living. Allah ordained struggle. The Holy Quran says in chapter 90, we have certainly created man to face difficulty. And as you just heard Sister Rashida say, the Quran also teaches that with difficulty is surely ease. So this difficult moment in our life is not permanent. If we accept the challenge of facing that difficulty, it can help produce change. But it all depends on how we choose to react to the challenge in our lives. Because when we run away from difficulty or refuse to face it, we are robbing ourselves of an opportunity to grow, robbing ourselves of an opportunity to strengthen ourselves in areas where we may be weak, and robbing ourselves of an opportunity to become closer to Allah. But when we say, I'm going to face that difficulty, and we face the difficulty and overcome it, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches that we become a greater difficulty, a greater human being, because that difficulty brings out the best and worst of humanity. And we are taught that there is a difficulty factor attached to everything of value. We want to learn an instrument or form of art. We want to work on our crossover. We want to work on our shooting form. Well, there are frustrating and annoying times that have to come with that, where it seems we just can't master that certain instrument. We can't master the stroke of that pen. It seems we just can't get the dribble right. But these moments are necessary before we can become masters of that art form. We want to work out? Well, we don't really feel like we got it in until we are sweating, until sometimes we feel like we can't feel our limbs. And brothers and maybe sisters, you know, when you want to bench and you want to try to get to a higher level, you say, you know what, I'm sick of being stuck at 225. I want to work on my form. But that can't happen until you put the body through some pain, until you tear some of those muscle fibers so that it can regrow. And when the muscle fibers regrow, it comes back stronger. So if Allah wants to use us, then he has to put us through some pain so that we can come back stronger, and that now we can endure the pain that maybe we couldn't once endure. Praise be to Allah. And the proof of this, brothers and sisters, is in life itself. The greatest of all God's creations, Allah's creations, is the human being. But in order for this life to be born, this valuable life that's even a greater creation than the planets, even a greater creation than the sun, this valuable life, the baby has to go through pain, and the mother has to go through hours of labor pain, sometimes days of labor and intense pain, equal to death itself, just to bring forth this life. But the value of that life, the value of that life, the gift of that life, can be the life that helps bring in the new world. So the value of your life and our life is from Allah, and your life and our life can help bring in and change this world and bring in a brand new world. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us to never run away from difficulty. Never consider the easy way out. We know we are facing difficult moments in our lives, but we want to never consider suicide and to end this valuable life. We know we are facing some trying times. Some of us are going through some real stuff right now. That's life. But Allah promises us that after difficulty comes ease. So if we hold on, we will see the ease that Allah has promised us. And we are taught lastly that the remembrance of Allah is the greatest force. It is that force that can help us and get us through even the darkest hours, that can help us overcome any difficulty if we but call on Allah. All praise is due to Allah. I thank you, family, for allowing me to share these few short moments. Please help me bring on another student in the ministry class, Brother Darren 2X. Assalamu alaikum.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, A Torchlight for America is a book written by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that offers divine solutions to the problems that plagues and afflicts American society. A torchlight symbolizes hope, guidance, and inspiration. It is a tool that dispels darkness and the light of which makes clear a way forward. The opening chapter is titled, America is on her deathbed. He opens with these words, quote, America is clearly suffering, and from my vantage point, America lies on her deathbed in dire need of guidance and a new direction. The present culture of America is ruggedly individualistic. It is overcome with consumerism. We buy all of this stuff, but we don't invest in the things that we need. It is overcome with sexism, the male thinking he's better than the female and the female thinking she's better than the male. It is overcome with racism and nationalism, greed, envy, murder, and the abuse of women and children. The worst of all rebellion is to the will of God, the greatest form of which is in her treatment of the human being, and especially her one slave, the black man and woman of America. These are the manifestations of spiritual diseases, and because of this, America is experiencing a cancerous decay from within. This condition necessitates a cultural revolution, a turn in the way we think and the way we live our lives and the way we relate to each other as the people of God. But who will lead the cultural revolution? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan answers this question in Torchlight for America. Quote, the artistic community has historically been in the vanguard of social change. What is now needed is for the artistic community to lead a cultural revolution. On a spiritual level, man is what he eats. Spiritually, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. If the American people are constantly fed filth and garbage through newspapers, magazines, television, movies, plays, and music, if the public, like the proverbial swine, has become a lover of filth, and if thoughts produce behavior, what do the thoughts of the American people produce? Do the thoughts of the American people produce rape, incest, murder, theft, greed, and the destruction of family and the institutions of society? And he says, I would argue, yes. He continues, the artistic community needs to be shown its responsibilities to the overall mental and spiritual health and well-being of society and the world. Our gifts as artists are a blessing from God. We have the responsibility of the proper use of our gifts, end quote. Now, brothers and sisters, as the breath of life inspires and animates the body, so the artistic community inspires and animates the masses of the people. That's right. You are being called by Allah to use the raw material of your God-given talents as rappers, singers, song and script writers, filmmakers, and content producers, and use these gifts to inspire and lead a cultural revolution. Man cannot live on bread alone, but by every word that comes out of the mouth of God. You have to feed the people of America and the world ideas that inspire the love of and obedience to the will of Allah, the God of truth and righteousness. You have to feed the American people and the world ideas that inspire the love of brotherhood and sisterhood, community, and the oneness of the human family. We do not war against flesh and blood. We are at war against every idea and thought and way that is against the principles of freedom, justice, and equality and truth. As the weapons of this world are used to take life, let your gifts be used as instruments to give life in the name of Allah and His Christ. It is time for the artists to stand up and wage war against the darkness of this world by bearing the torchlight for the kingdom of God. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. Now, brothers and sisters, I have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker today. Our brother, though he is a strong man physically, he has the warmth of that favorite uncle or cousin that you see whenever the family gets together. He has that sense of humor with wisdom born out of pain that makes you to feel that whatever happens, everything will be okay. He is unafraid to correct you when he sees you in error, but he's careful in how he handles you. The lecture that student minister Daniel delivered last week deeply impacted one of the students in the class. And with tears in their eyes, Brother Jeffrey embraced them with the love of a father that so many of us have grown up without. He works with young people and sees firsthand the pain that this generation of the youth experiences. He's careful with the word of God because he understands the value of not himself, but the value of what he is striving to represent and the value of you. The Holy Quran teaches us that Allah causes the righteous to grow into a new growth. The basis or pillar of that new world is when the old mind has been changed to a new mind, or our thoughts are changed to a new way of thinking, which brings about the change of the whole body. Now, our brother wasn't always like this, but it's proof that a new mind and a new heart is entering into him. And it starts on the basis of this subject, self-love. So with a warm round of applause, please welcome our keynote presenter, student minister, Jeffrey Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi. And I bear witness in his messenger Messiah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I bear witness in their divine reminder, servant, and warner among us, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet you in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. To the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, gratitude for the opportunity to bear witness and share your wisdom to the people of God. And to my brother, student minister Ishmael Muhammad, also gratitude and thank you. To the student ministry class, let us give them another well-deserved round of applause. But if I can, to all the adults that are in the audience, can we give a huge round of applause to all of our youth that are here today? To my young brothers and sisters, it might have been explained earlier, but when you hear Assalamu alaikum, that is the language of your ancestors. That is the language that your forefathers spoke before they were brought here. They did not come as immigrants. They did not come on vacation. Your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were brought here as slaves. They were forced on ships and forced to come to America. They did not speak English. They spoke their native tongue. They were beat. They were killed. They were forced to speak the language that many of us in school are having a hard time getting a good grade with right now. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is reacquainting us with our history, reacquainting us with ourselves. So when we come before you, we're giving you a glimpse of the original language that you and I used to speak thousands of years ago. That language that we gave today simply means peace be unto you. We use the language in the language of the prophets. The prophets of God, to my young brothers and sisters, are the most exquisite men and women that you should study. If you really want to know how your body works, how your mind works, how to do right and avoid wrong, study the prophets of God. I know we have all of our favorite stars or musicians or rappers or whatever, but the best people to study are the prophets of God.
So in each of your houses, there's a Bible somewhere, and I would advise every now and then take the Bible and read just a few verses of it, because that Bible, and in some houses there's a Holy Quran. It's an instruction book for how your mind works, how your body works, and how you should think. We're asking that each of you, and we're thankful that you're here, but we came to offer you before you go next door. And let me stop and give Sister Sandra and her crew a huge round of applause. Before we continue our program, we just wanted to impart a little knowledge to you that you might take with you and be more successful tomorrow than you were yesterday. Our subject, very briefly, is the power of self-love. Self-love, and this starts with my young brothers and sisters, but when I say young brothers and sisters, that's for everybody under 150. Self-love is one of the most misunderstood concepts in human development and spiritual life. When we hear it, some think that self-love is vanity. Some think self-love is thinking of yourself too much. But normally those terms are only applied when black people say we need to love ourselves. It's never applied to anybody else's neighborhood when they love themselves. But when we speak of love, there's always the conversation of reverse racism. But our condition, our neighborhood, shows that we don't properly love ourselves. So Jesus addresses it. He's asked by a teacher for eternal life. And he gives the teacher an example. You must first love God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, your strength. And then he said the second commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. Well, in loving your neighbor as yourself, it's an assumption that you already love yourself. And if you believe you love yourself, you can determine how well you love yourself by how you treat your neighbor. If I have problems with my neighbors, if I'm cussing out my neighbor, if I look funny at my neighbor, it's probably because I don't have a proper love of myself. And to my young brothers and sisters, since we've been brought here to this country, we have been robbed of the quintessential knowledge of self. It's hard to love what you don't know. Now I know me think, well, I know who I am, brother. I don't know who this dude is talking about. I know me. Well, we'll start with this challenge. We don't know ourselves because we don't know our history. In Chicago public schools, Los Angeles public schools, Atlanta public schools, New York public schools, and everyone else that's watching, they do not teach black people the origin of themselves. In our schools, they tell us that at some point in history, an amoeba came out of the water and started walking as a tadpole. And then it became a chimpanzee. And then it became an ape. And then it became a human. And for many of us, we remember the example in our history books. That thing went from the water all the way up to a Caucasian. But we're here to hurl truth at falsehood and knock out its brains. The first man and the first woman on this planet were not Caucasians, they were black people. How do we know they were black people? Because in the beginning was triple darkness. And God gave the color of that darkness to the beginning of his creation. And you cannot take white from black, but you can get black. No, excuse me, you cannot take black from white, but you can get white from black. You are the origin of every race. You're the origin of every people. You are the Adam and the Eve of the Bible, but your schools, your TVs, and your society does not give you that. That's what we want to offer to you today, just a glimpse at your potential. Self-love. If I don't love myself, I can't even treat myself properly. Many of us, brothers and sisters, when we look in the mirror, we don't like what we're looking at. We wish that God had made us taller, lighter, different hair, different eyes, different body. But it says in Genesis that God made you and I in his image and in his likeness. So if God made me in his image and in his likeness, then every time I look in that mirror, I'm looking at a reflection of God. But when I don't like what I see, then what I'm saying inside is, God, you made a mistake. You didn't make me right. God, you made me ugly. You knew I needed a better texture of hair, God. You knew I needed a better body, God. Why didn't you make me taller, God? Why didn't you make my complexion lighter or darker, God? Why didn't you make my hips or my chest or my biceps bigger, God? And once I keep saying that, it's hard to love my Creator if I don't love how he created me. And then I look at my mother and my father. And unfortunately, many of us don't have mother or father at home. So the anger gets worse. Now, God, you took my mama. Or she's in the other room, God, and she's drunk. Or she's high. God, she's not even here. I gotta let myself in my house, and I'm afraid because I hear gunshots and people knocking on the door. God, how can I love you? But I don't think you love me. And then for my young brothers, God, every time I go to school, somebody's saying something to me. They're always calling me a name. They look at me crazy. God, when I go into the store and I want to look at clothes, they assume I'm taking something. Now, sometimes we are, but most of the times we're not. When I go different places, God, they assume the worst in me. When I walk in my classroom, my teacher doesn't give me a, hey, good to see you. She opens the door with, I hope you don't come with no trouble this morning. But she don't know my story. She don't know when I left the house, it was just me at 10 years old with my little sister at 7 years old. She don't know my story, but I had to try to do her hair, and I don't know how. She don't know my story, that I got to walk past them old dudes outside saying the same thing, looking funny at me as a 10-year-old boy. They don't know that that dog is loose every day, and I'm scared of those pit bulls, but I got to walk past that house every day. So when I get to school, I'm hungry because wasn't no food at home. My mom thinks I'm going to cook. I should make my own eggs. I should make my own grits. I should make my own turkey bacon. There ain't no more milk, and I don't like that cereal that she bought. So when I go to school, if I'm trying to get to the cheap breakfast on time, but if I'm a minute late, they holler at me and say, you can't eat. But I'm too ashamed to tell them. I didn't eat last night. That's my story. So how you gonna tell me, Brother Jeffrey, love God, and I don't think he's looking out for me? And my little sister like, you don't know my story. 13, 14. And God has blessed me to be shapely at 13, 14. You don't know the grown men that's saying something to me. I'm walking to school and they offering me money. Now, to clear that, old men to a 13-year-older could be an 18-year-older. You don't know my story. We don't have any money. I want them new Jordans. I want the Louis Vuitton purse. I want the Balenciaga shoes. Am I saying that right? Y'all laughing. See, the young was like, true. How do I say it again? Balenciaga shoes. I want those shoes. And at 300, 400, 500, my mom ain't gonna buy them. But this old man said, hey, if you, then I. And now at 14, I'm in a transactional relationship with men. I don't want to, but I don't like going to school with the plain shoes. Because you don't know my story. They talk about me. They laugh at me. They're in the class looking at my shoes. They got on new Jordans. They got on this. Even if they fake, I don't even have the fake ones. They're laughing. I can't get my hair done. So brothers, this is the sister story. I want my hair done all the time. Not once every semester or quarter. You don't know my story. So when I'm sitting in the classroom and I love my beauty because God has made me as a black girl the most beautiful human being in the world. That's what you are. And it's in your nature to want to be beautiful. It's in your nature, sister, to want the best. It's in your nature to want to dress the best because you are the best. Praise be to Allah. But nobody knows that story. So now I'm out of elementary, I'm in high school, but I've been in transactional relationships since I was a little girl. Now I'm up to Annie. I'm tired of being at home with my mama. I'll come live with you, but you have to. But I'm 17 now. We happen to have a relationship one night, and in a couple of months, hey, I'm pregnant. I'm ashamed to go home because I know what's going to happen. My mama, or for many of us, my grandmama, going to say, get out. And when I tell the brother that said he loves me, I'm pregnant, he says the most hurtful thing to me. Is it mine? And when he says it, I'm done. It's a wall, a steel barrier that falls. Is it yours? You're the only man I've been with. And you have the nerve to, I'm done. But now I got this baby because he don't call me anymore. He ain't texting me anymore. He ain't reaching out anymore. Because now I got to realize I was an object, not a human. But now at 17, 18, I got this baby. I can't go skating no more. I can't go to the park anymore. I got to take this little baby, and she's crying, and she's wet, and I can't sleep, and I done lost my form. You don't know my story. But everybody got something to say to me. Everybody reminds me of how bad I am, of what I'm not doing, of what I can't do. But no one is concerned about my story. Some of us sitting here now homeless. No heat. You bundling up at night. But the pride inside, with your mother or your sisters, we can make it. And what you don't know is through everything you're going through, all things work for the good. That's right. See, you are so special to God. To my young one, you so special to God that no matter the level of pain he allows you to go through now, it's indicative of the level of height he intends to take you to. So how do I love myself? And I'm living in a condition that does not produce love, it produces hate. It's not your mama's fault. It's not your daddy's fault. You can hold them accountable. But there was a plan for your destruction a long, long time ago. See, your enemy knows your potential. Your enemy knows your greatness. So he hides it, lies about it, rewrites it. He tells you that black people are just niggas. That's right. And black people will never be nothing. So in our house, our parents end up repeating it. You ain't worth a, and you ain't. So it's a repeated self-hatred that's being mixed in our own homes. But to parents, when you do that, remember, you send your children to school after invalidating them. You don't send them to school happy. You done cussed them out all morning. Get your ass up. No. But you expect your baby to go to school happy? Get up. Now smile when you get to school. How? How, mama? And even your own mother, you don't know my story. So I'm so angry that by the time I get to school, first somebody say something, I'm smacking them. And we in the principal's office, what happened? I don't know. You ain't telling the truth? I said I don't know. Stop talking to me. Get out of my face. Because inside you know you want to say it, but you don't think nobody's going to change the condition. I hit her because I'm mad at my mama. I was mad when I got here. I was upset when I walked in the door. I just needed an outlet to put my pain. So she said the wrong thing, but I took out everything that happened to me over the weekend on that child. Don't nobody know your story, but we're going to introduce you today to a man that does know your story. That beautiful man, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who your school does not want to write in the history book. Your school doesn't want to mention Minister Louis Farrakhan, even though he lives right here in Chicago. They don't want to tell you that this beautiful black man called for a 1 million man march, and nearly 2 million men went to Washington, D.C. It ain't in your book. They don't tell you about it. They don't want you to have a black hero. Lead a picture. They'll give you all kind of superheroes to look at, and all your superheroes are white. Well, we offer you today the greatest superhero in our time. And ain't no S on his chest, it's an F on his chest. It's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's our superhero. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us about the word love. Most of us, our parents couldn't quite describe love, because in truth, they really don't understand love. Most of us think love is when my heart beating. I sweat when I see you. I think about you all the time. You're on my mind. I get these goosebumps and chill every time I'm around you. That's love. No, that's emotion. Could be lust. The minister says, and I quote, "This world talks a lot about love. But to understand love is to understand the core out of which God operates. Love is not an emotion. It's not that tender feeling that one gets in the heart when you see someone you are attracted to. We're not talking about love on the base level. He says when you say the word or scripture, God is love, and this might sound like class, but when you see the verb is, what is on one side of is like an equal sign. So if God is love, it means God is equal to love. And if we say God is love and love is God, love, God, is that creative force out of which the universe came. Love is that creative force that gave motion to matter, that made nothing into something. Love is that creative force out of which comes law, order, sustenance, maintenance, and reproduction of all things. God is love. The reason the scripture teaches God is love is because of his demonstration of it, and then calling us to rise to demonstrate love as he demonstrates it. Unfortunately, most of us don't know God. For all the older people in the audience, you knew we were forced to go to church as children, but we don't make our children go to church or mosque. They hear about God in conversations, but they know very little. So their lives are not anchored in the Word, their lives are anchored in their phones. They have a better relationship with social media than they do with their parents. If you watch our children, they will have this object in their hand more than anything else in their life. And to take that object is like cutting an arm off. Now, I know for most of our children, you hear the same thing. When I was your age, we didn't have a cell phone. And when we say that, they're like, and? Because they have no idea of what it is to live without a cell phone. That cell phone, brothers and sisters, is dehumanizing us. We talk better on the phone than we do face to face. We spend more time with our thumbs than we do face to face. And when we're not using our thumbs, we're scrolling through someone else's inventions that keep black children in a negative mind. I prove my point. Most of us that use our cell phones, we're not looking for positivity. We're looking for things that excite us. And the things that excite us are the things that are harmful to us. So we love seeing the sites where they just fight. And to the adults, our children at our school make up sites of the best fights at their school. And they show it over and over and over and over and over again. But what is it doing to their mind? It is not making them to love themselves. It is making them to hate themselves. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said one of the gravest handicaps. The time he wrote it, he said so-called Negroes. So as one of the student ministers was telling you, being here in America, we have come through so many identity changes. It's pitiful. There are no other group of people in the world that have had to change their identity every 20 to 30 years. We've gone from so-called African to slave to nigger to Negro to colored, black, African American, and now we're back to where your grandparents started, people of color. And my challenge to you is do not respond to the term people of color. You are not people of color. Now I already know, but the crayon, nope. Your complexion is not based off of crayon. Your complexion is the complexion of the Creator himself. In his beginning, praise be to Allah. In his beginning, he took the complexion of the darkness of the space in which he was self-created. And brothers and sisters, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that you are direct descendants of God himself. You are family members of God himself. This love of self, as Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no love of self, nor love for his or her own kind. This not having love for self is the root cause of hate, disunity, disagreement, quarreling, betraying, stool pigeons and fighting and killing one another. How can you be loved if you have not loved for self? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan responds, and this is why the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the greatest message that you could receive, because in it is a profound knowledge of Allah God and a profound knowledge of self. You can only love yourself based upon what you know of yourself. Brothers and sisters, when we live our life in this country, we're not taught properly of who we are. We're taught the worst of who we are. Our community reflects what's in our head. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan coined this phrase, "He who gives the diameter of your knowledge prescribes the circumference of your activity." Because we've been taught improperly, our actions fit the level of knowledge that we have. I prove my point. You can't go in anyone else's neighborhood and people are driving their car and roll their window down and throw a whole garbage bag of food out. Can't find it. You can't find in any other neighborhood where people walk down the street with trash and just throw it on the ground. You can't find any other neighborhood where people just holler, scream, curse, fight. It's not your fault. You have been made this way. There was a plan and a plot on your life because it says in the Bible, in the time of Moses, the ruler at that time did not have the title of president. He had the title of Pharaoh. He said, "Come, let us deal wisely with them." Them is you. One, lest they multiply. Come and join on to an enemy and come against us. And three, join a different religion. He said, kill all the male babies. And in the time of Jesus, gentleman's name was not president, he was called Herod. He knew the time of the Messiah was coming. And he said the same thing that had been said years before, come, let us deal wisely with them. Kill all the male babies, spare the female babies. Because they knew that the power was in the man, and to take the man out of the household, to kill the man, would cause destruction in our community. So during the slavery times, they would separate the male and the female. They would not allow the man to marry. They allowed the man to procreate with women and then go back. And that process and practice has not changed. When we see women, we have you as an object. We do not see you as being responsible. That is because of our slavery past. In our slavery past, we were not taught that we were descendants of God. We were treated like animals. So it's easy to say in our community, what up, dog? What up, B? This is the language of dogs. B is the female dog. But the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad reverses that mindset. We're not dogs, just reverse the letter. We're gods, children of the Most High God. So don't call your brother or your sister names anymore. Don't say B, call them God. Don't say N, don't say my dog, say God. And if you're nervous to do that, Student Minister Daniel said it well last week, then call your brother, brother. Now I know that ain't my brother, that ain't my mother's son. Every time you looking at a black man, and every time you look at a black woman, you're looking at God himself. So when you call your brother or your friend brother, do you know it's hard to cuss out your brother? It's hard to fight your brother. You can be mad, but it's hard to kill your brother. And when you say sister to one another, it's hard to call your sister out of name. It's hard to want to kill your sister. So we want to change the paradigm in Chicago, in Atlanta, in New York, and in LA. No more dogs, no more bees. We want our young people saying this is brother and this is sister. Can we agree to doing that? Praise be to Allah. Brother and sister, we've been robbed of a precious knowledge of self. And being robbed of that knowledge of self, the minister said it makes us like a savage. And I know there's records that said, I'm a savage. But what is a savage? A savage is a person that has lost the knowledge of themselves and is living the life of a beast. You see how animals fight in the public and animals tear themselves up? That's what we're doing right now. We go downtown and we tear up. We're in our neighborhoods and we tear up. We're in schools and we tear up. We're in our neighborhoods and we tear up. And in Chicago and in LA, we even fight on a different level. If I'm from the west side, I want to fight the brothers on the south side. I'm not crossing western. I'm not going to the south side because it might be vice lords over there. It might be GDs over here. It might be moles over here. But yet we're still flesh of the same flesh, bone of the same bone. But because I curl my fingers a little different and turn my hat just a different way, now I want to fight and kill just because of the label. No one else does that but black people in America. Why? Because we have an enemy that has made us to hate ourselves. Well, how did they teach us to hate ourselves? They gave us images to make us hate ourselves. We're in the lying season right now, brothers and sisters. The lying season is in Thanksgiving. The lying season is in Christmas. And most of us grew up believing that Santa Claus was going to bring toys to your house. Some big fat white man on reindeer would fly all around the world and drop toys down your chimney through your fireplace that you do not have and put toys in your house. Well, to all the parents, stop selling that lie. You're teaching your children how to lie. I already know, but Brother Jeffrey, it's just a minor lie. What's the difference? You know you have maxed out your credit cards and spent all your money to keep your children happy, but you would give the credit to a fat white man and not tell them, Mama bought these toys, Daddy bought these toys, that they would have more respect for you, because look at the antithesis of the lie. Santa Claus got me that. What you gonna get me? Now you stuck. Tell them the truth. We just went through Thanksgiving, and we want to put this message out. The Native American that was here does not see that day as a day of thanks. The people that took this land robbed, beat, stole America from the Native American. They do not give thanks for what has happened. We take the day off because we're out of work, but stop celebrating and believing the lie that the Puritans came to America and had peace treaties with the Native Americans. Most of us never see Native Americans because they've been pushed into reservations or literally almost killed off. They find no thanks at all. So parents, we have to stop lying to our children. And lastly, Jesus was not born on December 25th. The Bible does not bear witness. It said at the time of his birth that there were sheep in the field. And even in the Middle East, there are no sheep grazing on the grass on December 25th. That is a pagan holiday. Now I know it's cute in the house. I'm busting up somebody's Christmas. We got a beautiful tree and lights. The Bible says do not cut the tree down and bring it into the house. do not cut a tree and deck it with silver and gold, but we do it anyway because our pagan enemy wanted to blend the birth of Jesus with the birth of a pagan God and mix it together. Let us stop lying and buying all these old silly traditions and pass on something new to our children. And if you want to celebrate Jesus' birth, take the tree down and take the Bible out. Praise be to Allah. The Bible says in John, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. One of the greatest enemies of the love of self is falsehood. When you rear your children on lies, they live the life of a lie. My eyes are brown, but I want them blue. My hair is black, but I want it different. I'm going to add this, take away from that, because I've been sold on a lie. I don't know what to believe, I don't know what's true, and I don't know what's false. I have no anchor in my life of stability. Deception now has destroyed my perception of life. I'm lied to at school, I'm lied to at the house. And if I go to church and see the image of a white Jesus, I'm being lied to then. So brothers and sisters, Jesus was and is not a Caucasian. Jesus was and is an original man. He is a black man. But why they put all them white images up? Because social scientists know that a picture or an image is worth 1,000 words. And they knew that to put the image, it would ingrain itself into your subconscious. So throughout the Bible and in churches, everyone that's good is white. All the prophets, white. Angels, white. God, white. But everything negative, black. When you think of something good, it's a white day. Something negative, it's black. Good guys, they were white. But the bad guys, they were black. And see, those stereotypes affect the darker ones in our community. Those of us that are very dark, you don't know my story. You don't know what it's like to be very dark. And people stare at you. And every time they see me, they think I'm on something. But when I see the little light-skinned brother, everybody think he cute. And as a sister, I'm really dark. And I have my hair a certain way. Don't nobody look at me as cute. See, these are stories you don't know. So as a preschooler, kindergarten, y'all all go pick up the light one, but don't nobody pick me up. And I stand there in line and watch everybody say, oh, ain't she cute? Ain't she pretty? Oh, look at her hair. What's the effect on the dark girl? She's just watching that every day. And her self-esteem that was high. I want to be loved. I want to be seen pretty. I want somebody to acknowledge me. So she go back in the mirror, God, why? I don't want to be black. Black is ugly. I ain't going out into that sun. I don't want to get too black. Because to be too black makes me too ugly. God, I want that hair. Now, no disrespect, nothing negative. Whatever you want to do with yourself, by all means, do that. But we're saying the psychology sometimes of why we do it. Because many times it started when I was little, and I wanted the approval the same as somebody else. So when I see who gets attention, now I'm going to model myself after them. But if I get angry enough, I'm going to take my displeasure out on them. you get everything. You get all the attention. You don't know that story. But even the little light-skinned girl, you don't know her story. She hears, I'm pretty, but she also hears, you white. She feels the disapproval of the classmates. She feels their anger and sometimes their hatred. But she knows, I didn't cause this. I didn't make them pick me up. I didn't make them say that I'm pretty. And when they go pick me up, I'm almost want to tell them, please don't do that. Please don't. Because now I got to go play with them. But they're not going to like me because you got an illness. Don't know their story. So the little light-skinned brother, he ain't like, pick me up. He like, man, I just want to play. But now they calling me white. That hurts. The brother talking about my hair, that hurts. We don't know their story. It's hard to love self when you're black. See, no other culture, none, suffer like that. You don't find white people arguing, your hair ain't right. Your hair too long, it's too short. Your skin too white, too red. Only us have discussions. I'm brown, I'm mocha. I ain't black, I'm light black, dark black, blue black. No other group has arguments because they know who they are. But most importantly, they know whose they are. When you've been bred to believe that God is white and you look in the mirror and you see your black self, you do not see a connection with God. Because you're like, if he white, I'm black, I don't like being black, he can't be God. Can't be my father because I don't look nothing like him. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad came to bust up, destroy, remove, replace all the lies that have prevented us from loving ourselves. That beautiful black man showed us the greatest amount of love because he was and is willing to put his life on the line to teach us the truth about ourselves. How's everybody feeling? We'll be done in just a few minutes and we can go next door and enjoy the rest of the day. Okay. Our condition mirrors many biblical stories, but one of the best is the story of from Jerusalem to Jericho. And it was a man traveling, and for many of you might not know that story, so I'm gonna kind of put it in modern terms. It's not mocking the Bible, but for some of us that we have a better understanding, and for those that are listening, I'm gonna use some of the streets that are in Chicago, and I think one of these streets is probably in every major city in the black neighborhood. The walk from Jerusalem to Jericho would be like walking in Chicago from King Drive to Cottage Grove. And on my way, I fell among some thieves and some robbers and hit him upside the head and left him on the side of the road. And there were people that saw him, her, on the side of the road. And the priest saw him pass by on the other side. And then a Levite saw him, saw her, pass by on the other side. Why did they pass by? Because niggas ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth stopping to help no black person. For what? Leave them alone. They'll be all right. They're too busy. Didn't have love in their heart. Didn't care. Let the police get them. Let ICE get them. Let somebody else get them. But I don't have time to deal with that 13-year-old brother that's standing outside at 11 o'clock at night. As I'm driving by, all I can say is, where's his mom at? Where's his daddy? And as a man, as I'm passing by and I see that 10-year-old girl, it's 11 o'clock at night, I don't stop with concern. I pass her by. Where her mom at? Where her daddy? I don't have the love in my heart to say, are you okay? Are you lost? Something wrong? I pass her by. And there she is at 11, waiting. Used to have this old song. Freaks come out at night. So at 11, she don't stand a chance to what's coming out at 11:30. She can't maneuver, she ain't strong enough, nor smart enough to avoid what's about to hit her. But when he fell among robbers, forces that stripped, beat, and dehumanized him and her, and it left them on the side of the road half dead. Half dead, I'm not saying physically, we're saying mentally. All of us in America are like dead people, meaning we don't have purpose, we don't have function, we don't have aim, we don't have direction. When we get up each morning, we just getting up. What are you gonna do today? I don't know. What's your plans today? I ain't got none. What are your plans for tomorrow? I hope I get up. What are you gonna do later? I don't know. But there's certain things we do know. I know I'm gonna drink today. I know I'm gonna smoke today. I know I'm hitting that vape pen today. You doing schoolwork today? No. Go look at that phone? I know I'm gonna do that. Everything that does not benefit us, we plan to do. But what left us on the side of the road? 400 years of slavery put us with a hole in our head. What is the hole in our head? We've been stripped of our identity. We no longer have our connection with our beautiful and historical past. When people ask young black people, where you from? They say Chicago. My parents are from Kentucky, Mississippi. But they can't say, I know in Africa where my people are from. I know in the Middle East where my people are from. You've been so detached from your history that you can only go back 50 to 100 years. And being detached from your ancestors detaches you from a language, detaches you from self-pride, which would encourage self-love. You've been detached from that and left on the side of the road. Without a knowledge of self, anyone that has a greater knowledge can use you and me as a tool and as a fool. And to my young brothers and sisters, did you know that while we were slaves for over 400 years, it was illegal for us to read or write? Any black person caught with a book or a pen had their hand cut off, maybe even killed. To be seen reading and writing was a capital offense. It was more offensive to our enemy than murder itself, because they knew that knowledge in the head of the slave would prevent a slave from being a slave. They wanted our condition so bad that we didn't know that we didn't know. We've only been allowed to read and write for less than 100 years. We've only been allowed to go to their public schools for less than 60 years. And now we're not even allowed most of the time to go back, because in Chicago, they have figured out how to keep black children from the best public schools by keeping them in their neighborhood schools. And the best public schools are in the white neighborhoods. So parents that grew up segregated, guess what? You're back in segregated schools again. But these are plans of our enemy. What else is the hole into the head of the man laying there? Domestic violence is a wound. For many of us, we witness our mother, grandmother being beat. That leaves you numb. For many of us, we get the worst things said to us at home. That leaves us numb and not loving. The hole in my head causes me as a 10-year-old to have depression. I don't even realize that I'm depressed. And eating the wrong foods, they taste good, but they do nothing for me. So I'm eating hot chips, pop, Faygo, candy. That's my breakfast. Snickers, Milky Ways. That's my lunch. McDonald's, Popeyes, and in Chicago, Harold's. In LA, Fat Burgers. That's my dinner. But there's nothing nutritious feeding the body. That's why they call it junk food. But this most exquisite machine that God made, we put junk in it. And we expect a great performance by putting junk. And some of the foods can cause you to be depressed. Raises the blood pressure high, or it drops it. Nothing nutritional by which it energizes the body. It just fills it with wasted substance. And as I feel depressed, now I need something to balance it. And in this world, they figured out how to approach us. So now at 13, I've learned how to drink hard liquor. And I know I can give somebody money and they bring me the little bottle outside. And I take a shot. And I got my mans in them. They give me weed. And I smoke before I go in school. And I smoke during school. And I smoke after school. And I smoke at home. But I'm 13. Then some of us, we done stepped the game up. Some of us. My life's so bad, Brother Jeffrey, I gotta zonk out of this thing. You don't know what it's like to live in a house full of trash, and it's dog, and it's feces, and it's mice, and it's rats, and it's children, and it's diapers. You don't know. So man, look, I strap up, get that shot, and those in Chicago know what it looked like for the heroin tilt. But for a few minutes, I'm away from my madness. I don't want to get high. I don't want to smoke every day. I don't want to drink because it tastes not good, but it allows me escape from this white man's world. What can y'all offer me that won't let me drink, won't let me smoke? What can you say to me that when I go to school, I'm not interested in whooping everybody's behind? What can Minister Farrakhan say to me that when I'm walking down the street, I know everybody ain't looking at me like they want to fight me? See, to my older brothers and sisters, you don't know sometime when the younger ones look at you and you look back and say, what you looking at? What that does to them. Some of us 20-something, we carry weapons. Some of them 13, 14. They stare at you, and you wonder, what you looking at? And you show the weapon. What the hell is wrong with you brandishing a weapon to a 13-year-old or 4? They're looking at you, brothers, because they see father figure. They're looking at you because they see role model. They're looking at you because they see strength, and they're like, man, I want to be like him. I want to look like him. I want to dress like him. They're not a threat to you. There's no man in their house. So when they see men, they get stuck. Praise be to Allah. Same to sisters. When you see the young girl, don't be ashamed of her. Oh my God, look how they look. No, stop. Come here, little girl. Brother said something that touched me. I didn't know I was that older than him, no. He said like an uncle. And in the hood, unc is an affectionate term for men. But as a sister, when you see your little sister, stop talking about her. Stop and say, come here for a second. Come over here, auntie, give me a hug. You don't know what that girl is looking for. She's looking for approval. She's looking for love. She's looking for somebody to say you are okay. Our children, our young adults, they want to be loved. They cannot love themselves if they have never experienced love before. As a community, we see the wound in the head, but we talk about what other people should do. It is incumbent upon everybody to help your brother and your sister. And on the side of the road, as they left, there was a man, they called him the Good Samaritan. And he saw him on the side of the road. And he saw the hole in his head, and he went out of his way, and he bandaged the wound. He put clothes on the man, because when they robbed him of his raiment. They took his clothes, they took his shoes, they took his identity, because for many of us, our clothes is our identity. My self-worth is in the designers that I wear. So I need the biggest LV, the biggest GC. I need to let you know that this is Ralph Lauren. You need to see it. If I could step it all over the suit, we do it because we want validation. And we believe that these things validate us. So I got to have a Mercedes-Benz and the Rolls-Royce and the Ferrari, but live in an apartment. So for many of us, and you got to see prom in the black neighborhood now. People spend $10,000 for prom, $4,000 custom dress, $2,000 custom tux, $3,000 to rent a Rolls Royce, but in your house, you drive a Chevy. And we rent it to make our children feel what? Because Monday, they're back in your car. But our self-esteem, we want acceptance, so we're willing to do crazy things for acceptance. So the money we don't have, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. Look, family, before you do that, sit down with a real estate agent. And if you got $10,000 for prom, you got $10,000 for a deposit on a house. And then while I'm there, to the sister, you don't know my story. Well, I don't love myself. I make my money by you throwing money at me. I don't want to do this. But I don't have education. I ain't go to college. I don't know no way to make $600, $700. I don't like climbing this damn thing. I don't like showing myself. But I could pay my bills. I could take care of my children. So I degrade and dehumanize myself. I don't really want to do this. I didn't grow up in my mind, I can't wait to be a stripper. It wasn't my goal in life. I didn't go to school for this. You do not know my story. But I don't want to go back to no heat in my house. I want to go back to we can't eat anymore. I'll do anything and whatever it takes that my babies won't go through this. So the same men, we take thousands of dollars to throw in the air, but yet if somebody asks, can you give to help the community? Not a dime. But I'll go in at night just to act a fool and put in a gun, dollar bills, just to aim at my sisters. See, when we really love ourselves, we will not allow our women to dehumanize themselves. These are actions that we have to change. As men, we know we will have love for self because we will have love for the brotherhood. And one of the first things as a man to know that I love myself, I will protect, I will kill, I will defend the black woman. Because none of us would want to see our mothers in the club. But opportunities and racism, oppression, have forced us to live the life that our ancestors would cry if they could see it. So how do we come out of that? You can't love self if you don't know self. And the best thing that the Good Samaritan gave was a knowledge of self. Knowledge of self, brothers and sisters, is a knowledge of God and the knowledge of the enemy of God. A knowledge of self teaches you origin of God, color of God, history of God. But the most important explanation is your relationship to God. So when you leave, if you do not have a relationship with your Creator, try Him. Try Him. From today forward, try Him. And I guarantee He will respond. God is waiting for you to call on Him. I don't care how young you are, call on your Creator. If you're in pain, when you leave here, you stop and say, oh God, oh Allah, whatever name you call Him, call on God. Call on God. Ask Him to give you the strength to endure. See, because what you have endured is making you the greatest generation of young people ever produced. No one can say they have gone through what y'all have gone through. None of us could have gone through what you go through, but yet you're still here. So on the flip side of your story, you're able to get up in the midst of hell and still have a smile on your face. In the midst of all your trouble, no mother or no father or homeless, you're still able to go places and have a smile. That means that you are so strong. Your resemblance of the sperm that was in mom that fought its way through, and out of 1 million people, that one sperm survived. You are the strongest young people that we have ever seen in the history of this planet. So from today forward, we don't want complaints. You thank God. God, no matter what you put me through, I thank you. No matter my condition at home, God, I thank you. Because you love me enough that I'm still here, and you've given me the strength that I can endure. And I know, God, not my friend, not dad, not mom, but God, I know you are responsible. When you look in the mirror, young brother, young sister, smile every time you look at yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Say affirmations to yourself. When you look in that mirror, say, I love God and I love you. Say that to yourself every day before you talk to anybody else. Get up first and say, thank you, God. Then look in the mirror and say, I love you every day. And at night, no matter what you're going through, you end your night. Thank you, God. Look in the mirror and say thank you, because it is with God's help that you got up this morning. It is because of God that you can hear me now. It is because of God. If you can see me, you can see now. You did not give yourself eyes. God did. If you walked in here, you owe God credit. If you ran in here, you owe God credit. If you can touch the person next to you, you owe God credit. That means God loves you. And so does the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We thank each and every one of you for being here. We're getting ready to start our program. Is Sister Sandra, is she here? Wanted to give Big accolades to Sister Sandra Muhammad for the outstanding work with all of these young people. And I know they've come from different organizations, different schools. What are some of the organizations or schools that are here? I see the King. So we're going to start we have the Mighty King High School Marching Band. If you all could stand for a moment. Now hold, we're going to do that better. The King Marching Band, give them a round of applause. There you go. See, brothers and sisters, you want that smile on their face. They don't get this no place else. They should get it from us. What other schools do we have? Yell out some of your schools so we can hit. Now everybody's shy. Simeon, I heard Simeon, I didn't hear you say. Simeon High School, give Simeon. Come here. Sister, what did you say? Emotions? Body and Motions Dance Team. Would you all please stand? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Body Emotions Dance Team. Give them a round of applause. There you go. See, these are our babies. These are our little girls. We want them to know when they come here, they're the greatest and they're the blessed. Thank you, young ladies. Thank you. Sister Sandra? This is the architect of this beautiful program. Please give Sister Sandra, on behalf of Brother Ismail Muhammad, well-deserved round of applause. Brother Frank inside? Brother Frank? Is Brother Frank inside? Brother Frank, if you can come on down. Also, we want to give credit to, who is this? To Brother Frank. Come on, Brother Frank. In 2024, during Savior's Day, our brother had a major kidney transplant surgery. And when he came out of that, he said, I thank Allah God for giving me a second chance at life. He didn't know if he was going to make it, but God allowed him to live another day. So we want to know, well, since that day, Brother Frank has been by our sister's side as a fisherman and a helper. He still has his pains, his body aches. We have soldiered in the field, went to homeless shelters, and even in his pain and taking his medication and his discomfort, that brother's always smiled, always been happy. So can we give Brother Frank a well-deserved round of applause? Kenwood High School in the building? See, everybody's quiet now. When y'all at school, there we go. Perspective? What's the school? What's your son's name? James? Brother James from Perspective. Stand up, Brother James. Where's he at? Okay, he's shy, Mama. Yes, ma'am. Say it again. One more time, please. Adele Productions. Could you all please stand? Adele Productions, dancers. Can y'all hear them? And New Image dancers. Please stand, give them a round of applause. We have Indiana Steppers in the house. If you all please stand and we can recognize you too. Where the Indiana Steppers at? Please, and in the back, there we go. Indiana Steppers, give them a round of applause. And also, shout out to the city of Milwaukee. It's 40 guests that came all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Would you all please stand? There we go, my brothers, sisters. On behalf of Brother Ishmael Muhammad, thank each and every one of you for being with us. Well, we're going to now do our acceptance. Oh, one more time for Sister Sandra.
Come on, brothers and sisters, put your hands together for that beautiful lecture by Student Minister Jeffrey Muhammad. We thank Allah for our brother. We thank Allah for the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And before we dismiss and get to the next leg of our program for this morning, we have a few questions to ask you before we dismiss.
How many of you all are here for your first time? Please raise your hand. All praise is due to Allah. And how many here for your first time enjoyed what you heard and believe it is good for you and good for our people? Please raise your hand. Praise be to Allah. And how many that have raised their hand that since you've enjoyed what you heard and believe it is good for our people would like to learn more and be a part of, join the Nation of Islam? If you raise your hand, if you give me the honor, for those that have raised their hand, I would like to shake your hand in the middle aisle on behalf of Student Minister Ishmael Muhammad and the community of Mas Mariam. Those that have raised their hand, you give me the honor of shaking your hand.
Come on, brothers and sisters, at this time, if you enjoy what you heard today and you would like to learn more about becoming a registered member of the Nation of Islam, make your way down the center aisle. Student Minister Jeffrey Muhammad is here to receive you, and he is extending his hand on behalf of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam, Minister Ishmael Muhammad, and the community of Mas Mariam here in Chicago. For all of our brothers and sisters that are watching the live stream, you can also join. You can head on over to our website at noi.org/join. And once you complete the form, one of our representatives will be in contact with you this week to give you the next steps that you can take to also become a registered member of the Nation of Islam. To all of my brothers and all of my sisters, when we see these young, beautiful black men and black women coming down the center aisle, not to just go party, not to just do something crazy and wild, but to accept a teaching and to accept a mission to make our communities a better and safe and decent place to live, we should be up on our feet. We should be clapping loud. We should be giving them some hoorah and some cheer, because they don't even know it, but this is the best decision that they have ever made in their entire lives, and this is the start of a brand new journey. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan encourages us all the time to make sure that we're going after our young people. If our organizations only have our elders, that's a sign that it's coming to an end. But when you have young brothers and young sisters that are making that decision to carry on the torch of freedom, justice, and equality, and to continue to fight for the liberation of our people, we should be ecstatic, we should be excited, we should give a loud Allahu Akbar, which means God is the greatest, because this is how our future and our legacy continues on throughout the years. We thank Allah for each and every one of you, and even if you are still in your seats, we encourage you to come right back here each and every week at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Even if you can't make it to the mosque, you can tune in to the live stream. You can go to media.noi.org. Again, that's media.noi.org, and you can catch the live stream each and every week at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is like, I guess you can say it's a righteous version of YouTube. You can watch previous lectures, you can watch today's message, you can watch upcoming messages, and get more information and be fed from the power of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We got one more brother. Come on. Y'all see the tide turning. The enemy is so mad to see what is taking place this morning. There's a new culture where all they want to do is call our young people YNs. And they want to say that they're wild and uncontrolled, but all they need is a teaching that will touch their hearts, touch their minds, touch their souls, and resurrect them to become the true people that God has intended for each and every one of them to be. Y'all also see on social media the new movement called quarter zips and machas. Well, guess what? The quarter zips and the machas already been taking place in the Nation of Islam for many years. We've had on our suits, we've had on our bow ties. Brothers and sisters, one more time for Student Minister Jeffrey Muhammad. All praises are due to Allah. Brothers and sisters, we ask that our Secretary Department makes their way down the center aisle at this time. And the next portion of our program is dedicated to what in Islam is called zakat, but most of you all are familiar with it as far as charity. And in the Holy Quran, it says, and keep up prayer and pay the poor rate, and whatever good you send before yourselves, you will find it with Allah. Surely Allah is seer of what you do. So at this time, if you have anything that you can give to the cause of freedom, justice, and equality, and to the work of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam, we ask that you put it in the receptacles as they go throughout the aisles. And even if you don't have anything to give this morning, brothers and sisters, we thank you for giving us your energy, your time, and your attention this morning. As we give in charity, we have a few announcements. First, we want to encourage you all to visit our online store. That's store.finalcall.com. There you can find a host of reading materials from Message to the Black Man, The Fall of America, Our Savior Has Arrived, How to Eat to Live, and so much more. We encourage you to head on over to that website. The books of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad have been made very affordable, so we encourage you to pick up one for yourself, pick up one for your friends and family, and when everybody else is giving meaningless gifts over the next holiday season, you give the gift of knowledge and give it to your family, friends, and loved ones. As we continue on, brothers and sisters, we have our Final Call newspaper, the greatest newspaper you will ever read. It is available in the community from the brothers and sisters that you come across. However, we also have a digital version that we encourage you to get. You can go to finalcalldigital.com, and once you secure your subscription, each week this powerful newspaper will be sent directly to your cell phone or your tablet. We also want you to support our delicious pie called the Navy Bean Pie. I know it may sound a little crazy, but everybody who has ever thought that, once they put it in their mouth and get to chewing, they realize that the Supreme Bean Pie is where it's at. You can place your order today at thesupremebeanpie.com, and this delicious treat will be sent directly to your doorstep. And if you are here in Chicago, you can also order through the Uber Eats app locally and get it delivered directly to your doorstep. And keep in mind, when you support the Supreme Bean Pie, you are supporting Black independent education across our country and the Muhammad Universities of Islam. And even if you are not a sweet eater, you can still give by sending a check or money order to 7351 South Stony Island Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60649. Or you can Zelle a donation by sending it to muichicagofinance@gmail.com. If you happen to be catching today's broadcast, you will be aware that today is our Family, Youth, and Community Day, all behind the theme of the power of self-love. We are going to start our programs in just a moment. We have a talent showcase with a contest to win $1,000. We have, praise be to Allah, we have expungement of records. We're providing transportation and a host of that. If you are listening to this broadcast and you would like to take part in that, you are more than welcome to come on down to Mosque Mariam right now, because we're going to begin shortly. Also, brothers and sisters, we encourage you to come to our weekly meetings on Wednesdays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m. On Wednesday, we have a lecture from one of the student ministers in the Nation of Islam. God willing, for the believing community, it will be our believers meeting this Wednesday. And on Fridays, we have a course of study called Self-Improvement, the basis for community development. It is not a lecture format, but we study, we learn, we grow together. So we encourage you to come on out on Fridays at 7:30 p.m. as well. Last but not least, for those who would like to purchase dinners but are not here for the festivities, you can order your meal prepared by the MGT. Today's menu is chicken tikka masala or salmon tikka masala or vegetable tikka masala with sides of brown rice, sauteed cabbage, candied carrots, bean soup, and farina bread. We encourage you to purchase that next door at Muhammad University of Islam. And last but not least, we encourage you to support the local Muslim businesses in your community. We have Eat to Live Cafe, located at 621 East 67th Street. We have Sean Michelle's delicious homemade ice cream, located at 46 East 47th Street, and we have Paradise Desserts, 11226 South Halsted. With that being said, please stand. We're going to close out in prayer. And when we dismiss, to all of our guests who are here in the mosque sanctuary with us, you do not need to exit out the rear. We're actually going to exit out this side door and transition to our next portion of our programs succinctly. So go right out this brother side. Even my sisters will make a path for you all. We're going to exit out these side doors and head on over to Muhammad University of Islam. Attention prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we worship, and thine aid do we seek. O Allah, guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, and not the path of those whom thy wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray after they have heard thy teaching. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, we encourage you to greet your brother, greet your sister, show them some love before we exit, and then make your way out this side door. Assalamu alaikum.
We have been blessed by Almighty God, Allah, over the 90 years of our work in the nation of Islam and lifting our people up from the miserable condition in which we find ourselves. We ask your support of our effort, and we hope that you will be generous and make a contribution to the work of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by clicking the button below or go to noi.org/donate. We thank you in advance for your support. May Allah God continue to bless you and your families. Assalamu alaikum.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.